v.I. Lenin. From the camp of the Stolypin Labor Party. September 4, 1911. Dedicated to our conciliators and advocates of agreement. Published, Social-Democrat, number 23, September 14, 1, 1911. Published according to the Social-Democrat text. Source, Lenin Collected Works, Progress Publishers, 1974, Moscow, Volume 17, pages 242 to 244. Comrade K's, footnote 1, letter deserves the profound attention of all to whom our party is dear. A better exposure of Gallot's policy, and of Gallot's diplomacy, a better refutation of the views and hopes of our conciliators and advocates of agreement it is hard to imagine. Is the case cited by Comrade K an exception? No, it is typical of the advocates of a Stolypin Labor Party, for we know very well that a number of writers in Nashizerya, Dialozhizny, etc., have already been systematically preaching these very liquidationist ideas for many a year. These liquidators do not often meet worker members of the party very rarely receives such exact information of their disgraceful utterances as that for which we have to thank Comrade K. But, always and everywhere, the preaching of the group of independent legalists is conducted precisely in this spirit. It is impossible to doubt this when periodicals of the Nashizerya and Dialozhizny type exist. It is to the advantage of only the most cowardly and most despicable defenders of the liquidators to keep silent about this. Compare this fact with the methods employed by people like Trotsky, who shout about agreement and about their hostility to the liquidators. We know these methods only too well. These people shout at the top of their voices that they are neither Bolsheviks nor Mensheviks, but revolutionary social democrats. They zealously vow and swear that they are foes of liquidationism and staunch defenders of the illegal RSDLP. They vociferously abuse those who expose the liquidators, the Patrusovs. They say that the anti-liquidators are exaggerating the issue, but do not say a word against the definite liquidators, Patrusov, Martov, Levitsky, Dan, Lenin, and so on. The real purpose of such methods is obvious. They use phrase-mongering to shield the real liquidators and do everything to hamper the work of the anti-liquidators. This was exactly the policy pursued by Rabachai Dialo, footnote 2, so notorious in the history of the RSDLP for its unprincipled character. It vowed and swore, "We are not economists, not at all, we are wholly in favor of political struggle," but in reality it provided a screen for Rabachaya MYSL, footnote 3, and the economists, directing its whole struggle against those who exposed and refuted the economists. Hence it is clear that Trotsky and the Trotskyites and conciliators like him are more pernicious than any liquidator. The convinced liquidators state their views bluntly, and it is easy for the workers to detect where they are wrong, whereas the Trotskys deceive the workers, cover up the evil, and make it impossible to expose the evil and to remedy it. Whoever supports Trotsky's puny group supports a policy of lying and of deceiving the workers, a policy of shielding the liquidators. Full freedom of action for Patrusov and Co. in Russia, and the shielding of their deeds by revolutionary phrase-mongering abroad, there you have the essence of the policy of Trotskyism. Hence it is clear, furthermore, that any agreement with the Gallot's group that evades the question of the liquidators' center in Russia, that is, the leading lights of Nashizerya and Dialozhizny, would be nothing but a continuation of this deception of the workers, this covering up of the evil. Since the plenary meeting of January 1910, the Gallot supporters have made it abundantly clear that they are capable of subscribing to any resolution, not allowing any resolution to hamper the freedom of their liquidationist activities one iota. Abroad they subscribe to resolutions saying that any disparagement of the importance of the illegal party is evidence of bourgeois influence among the proletariat, while in Russia they assist the Patrusovs, Lenins, and Levitskys, who, far from taking part in illegal work, scoff at it and try to destroy the illegal party. At present Trotsky, together with Bundaists like Mr. Lieber, an extreme liquidator, who publicly defended Mr. Patrusov in his lectures and who now, in order to hush up the fact, is stirring up squabbles and conflicts, together with lets like Schwartz, footnote 4, and so on, is concocting just such an agreement with the Gulash Group. Let nobody be deceived on this score, their agreement will be an agreement to shield the liquidators. P.S. These lines were already set up when reports appeared in the press of an agreement between the Gulash Group and Trotsky, the Bundist and the Let liquidator. Our words have been fully borne out, this is an agreement to shield the liquidators in Russia, an agreement between the servants of the Patrusovs. Notes. 1. In this letter, published in Social Democrat, number 23, September 1, 1911, it was reported that a prominent St. Petersburg liquidator, addressing a meeting of worker members of the party in Vyborg district, proposed that instead of reviving the party organization they should set up organizing groups for legal educational work. This proposal was met with a unanimous rebuff, no one voting in its favor. 2. Рабочее дело, Workers' Cause, a magazine of The Economists, organ of the Union of Russian Social Democrats Abroad. It was published at irregular intervals in Geneva from 1899 to 1902. Lenin criticized the views expressed by the Рабочее дело group in a number of articles published in Iskra and in his book What is to be Done? 3. Рабочая mysl, Workers' Thought, The Economist newspaper published from 1897 to 1902. Lenin's criticisms of the views of Рабочая mysl as a Russian variety of international opportunism appeared in articles published in Iskra and in his book What is to be Done? 4. Schwartz, U. Elias, a Latvian social democrat, liquidator.